It looks like we are live now, Justice Standridge.
Yep.
Okay, everybody hit the got it. All right. Shelby, can you please call into the conference line to see if someone has called in?
Yes, I will do that right now.
Hello, and welcome to the meeting. Please enter your passcode followed by the pound or hash key, and I'll connect you. Thank you for joining Global Meet. When you hear the tone, you will be the first person to join the meeting. The line will be silent until another person joins.
Hello, is there anyone there? It doesn't appear that anyone is on the conference call line, but I will leave the line open for the duration of the meeting.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so our first order of business, and you should have all received the agenda, is Tom Adrian, tell the truth. Are you willing to continue being the commission's secretary? Tell the truth.
Yes, I will continue.
Thank you, Tom. I very much appreciate it. So you are still our secretary, and we'll move on to number 2, which is establishing a timeline for the magistrate's position. Now, I want to remind everyone very quickly, and those who are watching on YouTube, that we did pick a magistrate position about 2 years ago, but that differs significantly from when we pick a district court judge. When we pick a magistrate judge, or not me, because I'm a non-voting member, but when you pick a magistrate judge, that's it. The name does not go to the governor. We get the names, we conduct interviews, and then you guys vote, and that is the end all be all. So are there any questions about that? Okay. Our first subsection here is when to post the notice of vacancy. And what we normally do is post, well, actually we have here on Monday, October 3rd. And you know what, I am going to interrupt myself and say, we had 23 or 24 new positions, new judge positions approved over the course of the last legislative session. We've also had an unusually high amount of retirements from judges across the state. Normally, when we have people apply, the Office of the Disciplinary Administrator, ODA, they run the background check. Have these people, if they're lawyers, complied with CLE and registration requirements? Have they just been disbarred? Are there any financial issues or other ethical issues? So they run a background check. They are inundated. They also are the ones that do for new lawyers as they apply to be bar, as they take the bar. So they have to pass the bar and they have to pass character and fitness. So we received a notice from them asking if they could have 3 weeks instead of the normal, I guess we normally have, I don't know, Shelby, what is it, usually a week?
Yeah, or less than a week usually. It's hard when we have a 45-day window for district judges to give them much time, so.
Right. So anyway, they've asked for 3 weeks. So we had to kind of adjust. That's why we have a proposed schedule. So the posting the vacancy, the proposal is, and again, I'm going to give credit to Shelby for all this. She works it out backwards. But the proposal is that we post it on Monday, October 3rd. which would be this Monday, so in 5 days. The nomination forms would be due almost a full month after that, November 1st, just that's 29 days, I think, or 30 days at noon. And we like to do it at noon so we can get them out to you as soon as possible. And then now is when we deal with this 3-week situation. And so the background checks won't be completed until November 22nd. And because of that, that pushes back our second conference call where we assign commission members to, do reference checks on our applicants. The second conference call would be December 6th or 7th, and that's a Tuesday and a Wednesday respectively. And then interviews would be scheduled for either Monday, December 19th or Tuesday, December 20th, depending on whether you guys are available. So I need to kind of hear from you guys about what you think about this. Does anybody have a conflict with?
Sounds fine to me.
Okay. The most important dates are these interviews, which is right before the Christmas holiday, but it would be Monday, December 19th or December 20th. Does anybody have issues with those dates? And remember, I can't see everybody. So,
Yeah, this is Glenn Snell, and I am unavailable on the 19th and 20th.
okay.
This is Jana McKinney. I have a conflict the afternoon of December 19th. We still have a docket that day as of this day. But the 20th works.
Okay.
Morning 19th would also work depending upon how many we have apply.
This is Chip. On
Okay.
December 20th, I'll have a conflict in the morning because of our standing county commission meeting.
Okay. Well, because we have Glenn unavailable and we would like to have everyone there, Glenn, what is your timeline that you're unavailable?
I am.
I mean, are you going to be out of town for a week or?
I am out of town for 3 days. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Okay. Okay, so 19, he's unavailable Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Okay. So that's not going to work. Well, do we want to do it in between Christmas and New Year's, or is that not good?
This is Ann Elliott. I would prefer not to do it between the holidays. That a lot of people are usually gone. Also, kids are out of school, so
Fine.
it's tricky. What about Friday the 16th, December 16th?
I actually have administrative conference that day.
Oh, okay.
So that doesn't work for me. We had to move that. So, and I don't know. It's actually court week for me, but I don't know. I think we're having a shortened court week, but I don't know yet. If we do, then I'm available December 15th, but I just can't say at this time.
I have a conflict on the 15th.
Okay. So that wouldn't work anyway.
What about the 22nd?
I
This
think
is
he's out
Anna.
of town on the 20th. Oh,
I'll be out of town on the 22nd too.
okay. I guess we're looking after the first of the year because we needed the 3 weeks. Wait. Oh, 3 weeks means completion of the background checks by November 22nd. So Shelby, was there a reason why we have so much time between the background checks and the second conference call?
You're going to be out the week of the 28th of November.
Right. Okay. But you know what I can do? I can do
Can
A
you do
Zoom
a call during that period of time? And then maybe we could do
I can.
interviews the week
Yes.
of the 5th sometime?
Okay, how does everyone look for interviews the week of Monday, December 5th? I am basically wide open.
This is Chip. I'll have that Tuesday, the 6th morning tied up. And I'll have noon hour, the 5th tied up.
This is Jana. We're scheduled for trials to begin on Monday, but we should be wrapped up by Friday.
That's Friday.
Friday, December
Wait,
9th.
I'm good on the
Oh.
9th.
I'm good.
I'm good.
9th works for me.
Wait, what did someone just say?
The 9th works for me. The spring.
Oh. Okay, yeah,
Same, the 9th works for me as well.
okay. All right, is noon good with everybody?
Yes.
Okay.
Are-
the second
Justice,
Yes.
are we doing the interviews December 9th
Oh,
and the conference call sometime the week before?
oh, that's right. Never mind. Okay. So is everybody available Friday, December 9th to do interviews? I actually made that very confusing. I got mixed up.
This is Jana, yes.
Okay. So that means we'll probably be busy all morning.
And I think the only one we'll really need to confirm with is Dave, since he's not on today's call. But given that much time,
Okay.
hopefully he can be available.
Okay, so interviews AM December 9th. Okay. All right, and so let's see. So then the week of December, I'm available on November 28th. I can be available I'm traveling on November 29th. So that would be kind of hard, but Wednesday, November 30th, Thursday, December 1st, Friday, December 2nd. I'm available on all those days to have a conference call at noon. Does
Yes,
anybody?
Sandwich, this is Ann. I'm gonna have to log off. I've had a family thing come up that I gotta go deal with. So I will just catch up with someone about date. That week of the November 28th is pretty open, so just let me know.
Okay, good. Okay. Thanks, Ann. Good luck. Bye-bye. All right. I guess we could just pick a date.
I'm available November 29th that week. The other week, the 30th and the 31st, we have a 2-day Daubert hearing. And then on the 31st, we've got court all day. So the only day that week I'm available is that Tuesday, but I'm available anytime that day.
Okay, so there are only 30 days in November. So are you looking at the right
Yes.
calendar?
I am. I'm looking at Tuesday, November 29th. I am wide open. November 30th and December 1st, I have a 2-day Daubert hearing. And Friday, that case is set to even carry over for final pretrial stuff, I think. So the only day that week I'm available is Tuesday, November 29th.
Okay, and I'm not available because that's my travel day. And because of everything that's going on, I can't be sure where I'm going to be at what time. So,
It's also a
And
travel
it's
day. 29.
let's look. Yeah, let's look the week before that. Well, that's Thanksgiving. What about Tuesday, November? Yeah, the background checks will be done Tuesday, November 22nd. Shelby, I'm getting really mixed up here, I think. Right, we want the background because really the second conference call is going to be about assigning people.
Yeah.
And so we could basically do that anytime after November 1st, right?
If you want to discuss any of the background check information with the commission members, you're not going to probably have that back until the 22nd. I mean, it's possible we could have it back earlier, but that's just when the 3 weeks ran that the disciplinary administrator's office requested.
Right.
And so I'm hesitant
But
to,
normally, yeah, Oh, so you're saying that, what would, like, let's say something would come back and they have, you know, they owe $400,000 in credit card debt, or, you know, something that we would need to discuss. Why couldn't we discuss that, you know, go into executive session, like when we have interviews to discuss
You
that?
you could.
Yeah.
You know,
We
I
could
don't
just
think when
go
we're
ahead and hold the,
Yeah,
yeah.
right. When we're assigning people for reference checks, I don't think we have to have the background checks back. Do you?
I don't think you do. I mean, I think you can discuss any, you know, thing in executive session the day of interviews that you need to before the interviews
Okay.
start.
Is the assignment,
Okay,
an open meetings issue?
Yeah.
Okay,
Well, you guys have to decide, you know, once we know how many there are, then you guys are the ones that decide who's going to take who. And so
well,
that,
yeah, I was just wondering whether that was had to be an open meeting, because we could just send out a secure email and ask people to just over an email say, hey, I'll take that one, and get them assigned without a Zoom meeting where we all have to be there.
well, it just so happens that I have another justice in the room. Hang on. When we're assigning the people for the reference checks, who's going to check on who? Can we just do that by email, or does that have to be open meetings?
No, if you assign them, can be assigned randomly, and just send it out, but don't respond because you don't want a discussion back.
Okay. Justice Wilson says that what we can do is I can just assign them to people randomly, but we can't have back and forth. Not like, who do you want? Let's vote. So if you guys want to get rid of that in between one altogether, we can. This could be our only conference. And once they come in on Tuesday, November 1st, we'll send them out, and then you'll know which ones you're going to do, because I'll just assign it. Does anybody have an objection to that?
I've got a thought. This is Chip.
Yeah.
We will
Yeah.
know on the day of closing whose names are in. We can have a meeting anytime after that, who wants to do the backgrounds, who submitted, and then we just wait for the background check to catch up to us.
I agree
Right.
with that. Yeah.
Okay, so let's do that. So we can, Shelby will overnight those to you on Tuesday, November 1st. So really, November 2nd. So what about November 3rd or 4th? Are you guys available Thursday or Friday for probably what would be a 15-minute conference? And I promise I'll sign on early.
Justice, I have
Yes.
a conflict. I have another nominating commission meeting at noon on the 3rd.
Okay, what about Friday, November 4th?
I've got an all-day conflict on the 4th.
What about Monday, November 7th?
Good.
I've got a noon conflict meeting on the 7th.
Okay.
I have
guess we don't
jury
have to have it
trial
at noon.
starting.
A what?
I have jury trial starting that day, but I am okay with, I mean, having it either be assigned or just getting like whatever is left. I don't know that I necessarily have a strong opinion on who I'm going to do.
Why don't you just assign them, Justice? And we
Yeah.
don't
Because I
need
thought
to
there
meet
was an
Seems easier.
objection to that. I thought there was an objection to that.
I don't think so.
Oh. All right, then we don't have to have another call at all.
Cool.
So they'll be due on October 3rd. We'll send them out with the assignment. Chip, what are you thinking?
That's fine. That's cool.
Okay.
You know, Shelby can send us out who all is nominated.
Yeah,
And then if somebody has a personal conflict, they can notify Shelby.
Right.
That's a cousin, that's an aunt, that's an uncle.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
that sounds good.
good point. Okay,
And
All
this
right,
is
so this'll
Glenn,
be-
this is Glenn. I'm assuming that you're going to do, give a non-judicial person and match them up with the judicial as well, again, like we did last time.
yes,
Okay.
okay. All right, so we're not going to have a second conference call. That's wonderful. And our interviews, remember, will be in the morning on December 9th, and that's the day that that you guys will pick.
And
A
will you,
couple-
Justice, will you then set that schedule of who we interview when and all of that?
Yes.
Yeah, normally Shelby does that anyway.
Okay.
Yeah, she draws it out of a hat.
Okay.
Good question. Any other questions?
I'm assuming it's going to be in the same location as last time?
Well, that was one of the things. So do you think they would host us again?
I will check and let Shelby know.
Thank you,
Okay.
Chip.
Chip, we
Thank
really
you.
appreciate you doing that. Thank you.
The other question I've had
Um,
is what is the starting salary on this position? Does anybody have a ballpark number?
60,000.
60,000.
I think it was 59 something if I looked it up right.
Hang on. I'm gonna use Siri.
I believe we have that information somewhere, Justice.
Why doesn't Shelby just email us?
It's 59,059. So
Thank you.
59059.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, all right. So I just want to make sure that's after the. Yeah, I think it is. Okay. All right. So that's a very good question. And I have something else to discuss, but since we're on this issue, because we've had so many openings, one of the issues is, and I know we've experienced this ourselves in the 9th, is that we're not getting a lot of applicants. And one of the things that I talked to Chief Judge Wilder about when this first came open is, oh, you know what this is this magistrate position for both counties? No, there has to be one judge per county.
Yeah, no, this one's for Harvey County and Judge Kaufman will stay full-time in McPherson County.
Okay.
Judge Neufeld, not
Neufeld,
Kaufman. Yeah, Judge Neufeld. Currently, that's a split position. And the realignment, as I understand it, Judge, is that Neufeld will go to Mac full-time, McPherson County, and the new position will stay in Harvey County, unless there's swapping
Okay.
around for a day or two, for whatever reason.
Okay. So I'm trying to think, do they have to be a resident of Harvey then?
Yes, I think they do.
Yes.
Yeah, I
agree with
that,
Tom.
okay. So Shelby, I was wrong about that.
I will correct that in the notice and the nomination form.
Okay.
And Justice Standridge, I just wanted to let you know, I have an email here dated May 2nd that we received from Ally regarding district judge and district magistrate pay after the increase that we were given, the pay increase. And I show the district magistrate position as 76,601.
Okay.
So I mean, that's how I read this email. I will forward that to you.
Okay.
Just so you have that, and if I'm incorrect, we can talk about that, but
Okay, so
that's what I
60,
believe
yeah,
this.
because we got a 15% raise, right? So
It shows
12,
10.25.
10.25% raise.
Yeah,
Oh, right, they got, yeah.
That'd
Okay,
be
so
about
that's the
right.
right answer.
so I just forwarded that email to you.
Okay, never Google something with Siri because it could not, it's probably not updated. So the salary is 76,000.
Yep.
Okay, 76,000. You can be an attorney or non-attorney. And you have to be a resident of Harvey County. And one of the issues is, we have a state statute that says that you have to be a resident of the county upon swearing in. But we also have kind of a conflicting statute that says that you should consider out-of-county applicants only if there are no in-county applicants. So I don't know whether, it's kind of an issue, and each commission kind of does it differently. So we'll wait and see whether we get out-of-county applicants that are willing to move to Harvey. So I just wanted to raise that issue. Because I know what we want to do is talk this up. This is a really great job. And we'd like to have a lot of applicants. So, but if you just limit it to the attorneys and non-attorneys that live in Harvey County, our pool won't be as big. But anyway, I wanted to put that out there.
It seems
Because
as though
that
in the
go ahead.
past, I think we have looked for a commitment on an out-of-county resident to move to the requisite county if they get the job.
Okay.
I mean, I think that's the way we've approached that.
Okay. All right, that sounds good. So let's go out into our communities and really talk it up then. See if we can't get it, some of the magistrate positions are only getting 2 people apply. So, I talked to Richard Walker last time, and tried to have him kind of talk it up, but the more, the better.
But I guess the way I'm reading this, you say they don't need to be an attorney, but they need to be in the process of becoming one within 18.
No.
Okay, so
No, they need to be when they are sworn in, they have to be a resident of Harvey County.
well, I'm looking at this, I guess, the submission form. Item 3, it says to either be a lawyer admitted to the practice of law in Kansas, or to pass an examination given by the Supreme Court and become. So that doesn't mean that they're becoming an attorney. They have to be certified within 18 months.
Right. Okay. So that is such a great question. And I'm really glad you brought it up. We have what's called, through the Kansas Supreme Court, a magistrate certification committee. And there are 4 magistrates on it, 2 law trained, 2 non-law trained. And what they do is once, new magistrates come in, so, this is going to be a big time in January because we have the election, plus we have these new positions. They will have a week seminar, a whole week. And they usually meet in Salina or somewhere, mid-central Kansas. And they go over the basics of the law that magistrates usually handle, which is SINC cases, which stands for Child in Need of Care. They handle traffic cases. They handle probate cases. There are, I think, 8 or 9 subjects that they handle. And so they go through, and for that week, they do lecturing and homework, and it's a very comprehensive class. Then in 4 months, after they've had a chance to be on the bench a while, they do it again. And at the end of that week, they sit for an exam on all 8 of those subjects. And so sometimes people aren't successful the first time. So then they come back. And so the statute says they have 18 months to pass this to get certified, magistrate certification. So it's not going to law school. It's not becoming law trained. But that is such a great question. And I'm really glad you brought it up. Are there any other questions about that? I'm actually the liaison justice for that committee, and it's a great committee. We've got really great people, and so everybody usually passes. We haven't even had anybody that's even come close to the 18 months. Okay, so the other question is, given this, kind of how Tom said about the commitment that you're going to move to Harvey County, before you're sworn in, do you want to send a notice to, like a statewide notice, especially to the 11,000 attorneys that practice in Kansas, to see if we get somebody that might be interested? Let's say they live out by Garden City and they might be interested. Or do you want to just do it in the 9th Judicial Circuit? District, 9th Judicial District.
I think we should open it up.
Okay.
I would agree. I think we're looking for the best possible candidate.
Okay. All right. Is there any dissent to that? Okay, Shelby, let's send it out to everybody.
Okay, active and non-active statewide.
Well, I don't know how we send it to non-active attorneys. Wouldn't that be the 3 million people that live in?
Well, I mean, I feel like attorney registration sends it if let's say your license has lapsed and you haven't renewed it.
Oh,
I think they can still get notice. I mean,
Okay.
they're not a practicing lawyer, but they might be interested in a magistrate position
Right.
because they can do that. So I think that's why we add the non-active to our
Okay.
list.
oh,
And send it to both.
non-active, right.
Yeah, just not
let's do that.
practicing at the time.
Right. Yeah, let's do it to that. Let's do that.
Okay.
Okay, I have one more thing to discuss, and that is one of the things some of the other justices have done, and so we're putting it out there by each judicial district to see if they want to do it, is allow the nominees or the applicants to submit their application electronically instead of right now you have to turn it in paper, and you have to submit 9 copies in paper. So is that something we want to allow, or do you want to stick with paper?
Well, I'm fine with electronic.
I'm fine with electronic as well.
I agree.
Okay, now with that said, if someone wants it in paper form, Shelby can print it off and send it to you.
Yes. And
But
I-
as it stands, go ahead.
How about when I get all the applications, I will send an email out ahead of time to the commission requesting whether or not they want a hard copy or if they want electronic. And then if you want a hard copy, I'd be glad to send you one.
Shelby, that's very nice. Thank you. Okay. All right, that is everything that I have on my list, and I'm sorry this meeting ran a little bit long. Does anybody have anything else that we need to discuss?
Well, one of the issues we discussed in that sort of that normal interim meeting was whether we wanted to interview them all or not. And I'm assuming that we're just saying we're going to interview everybody. I don't know why we wouldn't, but
Right. Yeah, just based on the trend right now, I would feel really great if we got 3 applications. So, I can't really see for this magistrate position, from my colleagues, I really
Well,
don't think,
yeah,
we're just-
it is a commission decision, I suppose. As
right.
whether we do that or whether we don't. I assume we could just, the default position is that we'll interview them all unless somebody sees a reason not to. How about if we could leave it at that? The
Right, but
default
that's
is-
something we'd have to discuss in an
That's-
open meeting.
That's correct.
So if someone would like to discuss that topic, then send around an email and we can schedule a meeting. Does that sound good?
So what happened? Yeah, that sounds good to me.
If we get 25 applications,
We
we're gonna
gotta
have to
cut.
have another meeting.
Mhm.
If we get 3,
Right.
likely not.
If
Right.
we get 2 and we don't like either one, do we have to appoint?
No, we can reopen it.
Okay,
And that's
So-
why I'm saying right now, the more we can do to publicize this, like we'll send it out, through our Kansas Supreme Court, the judicial branch, but you guys live in the community. So the more that you can, talk to people at church, talk to people, just talk it up as much as possible around town. Get on a train and discuss this.
It's Newton.
Yeah, it's new.
To try to
Welcome to new.
I know.
And
I've been there.
I don't know whether, let me raise this issue. There is a significant difference in an attorney applicant as opposed to a non-attorney applicant for this position. And the difference, as I understand it, is that if an attorney is the magistrate and makes a decision, that decision is appealed to the appellate court and not to the district court. A non-attorney decision is appealed to the district court. And I don't know whether that's an issue that needs to be discussed or whether there's preference given to attorney's appointment or not.
Tom, I don't know that that's true, because in Johnson County, the magistrates are lawyers and you appeal to the district court.
When I worked for Judge Walker, everything that was done by a magistrate was appealed to a district court level. So it might be worth checking that law or rule.
I think I'll check that out, but I think that may have been changed. I don't know.
From my
Okay,
own
Justice
standpoint,
Wilson is saying that it probably was changed, so.
from my own standpoint, we don't have any applicants yet, but I think my view is that there is a strong preference for legal trained lawyer magistrates. And in my mind, it would take a superior non-legal trained candidate to make the cut.
But I
Right, and
suppose,
I'm a non-voting member,
Yeah.
so, yeah.
I
go ahead.
suppose, John, and that's a judgment, a value judgment that we'll have to make when we're interviewing and discussing. So,
Yes.
yeah. I want to, Chip.
Yeah, I've heard it both ways on this magistrate, but is there a source within the judicial system that can tell us how many magistrate decisions get appealed statewide every year? There's, we keep track of how many teams won only 3 games 100 years ago in football. Surely somebody is a statistician in the judicial system that can pull that information up.
I'm writing it down. Okay, so
Jana, you might be able to. How many times did you see it when you were still working for Walker?
That people appealed things from the magistrate level?
Yeah.
It happens with some frequency, but I haven't been there for 15 years. So if they've changed the law, then obviously that's not how it happened. But we did.
Okay.
I mean, and you would get it from municipal court too. Municipal court
Right.
appeals can come over to the district court. But
Okay.
and I don't know if they've streamlined how they assign cases in Hardin County and McPherson County anymore, if that factors into it. So, but yeah, it did happen.
The number probably went down when Wheeler quit practicing, I would guess. But John will appreciate that. So, yeah.
I'm going to mute just so I don't say something I should.
All right. I want to check the dates. We've rolled through a bunch of them, and what I've written down is October 3rd. The notice will be posted. It's due by application is due by November 1st. The background checks will be received by November 22nd, and we will have our interview meeting and everything on the 9th of December. Is that correct?
Yes. Shelby, right?
That is correct, yeah. And you didn't mention it, Tom, but the nomination forms are due by noon on Tuesday, November 1st.
Okay. And then you, Justice, in your office, and Shelby will arbitrarily assign the background checks duties to us within the commission. And you will, Shelby will pull out the hat and assign the interview times. And I'm assuming we'll do the same interview intervals, the time available, and I don't remember what that was. It seemed like it was 30 minutes or
30
something.
minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As we did with the district judge appointment.
Right.
Okay.
Okay, so Justice Wilson, we're down here in Wichita, like I said, and so she's been listening, and so she looked it up, and it's KSA 20-302B. And here's what it is. If you are not law trained, if you did not go to law school, then the appeal goes to the district court judge de novo. If you are law trained, it goes directly to the Court of Appeals. So that does make a difference. And it's 20-302B, subsection C1, I think. C2. Let's see. Yeah, C2.
And which one of those courts has the largest, the most filled up dockets? Which one of those courts are the busiest at this point? The appeals or the de novo?
On
As
appeals
far-
from magistrate.
Yeah.
Judge position. Yeah. Well, I can, I don't know.
Okay.
I can tell you that. Yeah, on the court, this was 2015 when they made this change. So I was on the Court of Appeals for 5 years. And I don't remember seeing a lot of appeals from magistrate judges.
Not to interrupt, Judge, but I would assume the district court would have just the more volume of cases, not necessarily the higher level, law,
Yeah.
but the highest number. And Glenn, all de novo means is from the beginning.
Right.
So it's, we start the case over effectively.
Okay, so it actually, when it's de novo, it actually entails more work than, because it just doesn't go directly to appeals and you do everything over again. Okay.
It's a do-over.
Right.
You start with
Yeah.
a clean slate.
Okay. So it actually puts more strain on the court if you don't have an attorney at that point.
An
Well,
attorney.
yeah. And somebody mentioned the municipal appeals, municipal appeals to district court are all de novo. So you just start back at the beginning.
You start over. Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I hate to interrupt, but I have a 1 o'clock hearing that I've got to get ready
Yep.
for. So I'm going to
Okay.
sign off and I'll just
Thanks,
So do I.
Jana.
see what the
So-
minutes are that come. Thanks so much, guys. Bye-bye.
All right.
Yeah. I'm unfortunately the same way.
Me
Okay.
too.
Well, I think we're done.
I think we're done.
So I think,
yeah.
so we answered all the questions. So, all right, go out and talk this position up, and I will see you, unless we have to have a meeting before that. I'll see you on December 9th.